So without more ado, we're going to move straight on to Alex Pasini of the Sid Lee agency from Canada and now also in Amsterdam and Paris. And I will be told off at the end for calling Sid Lee an agency. It's many different things. A collective, I think, is the correct noun, but Alex will explain.
Hi, so my name is Alex. I'm actually one of the many partners at Sid Lee. Today what I want to share with you is basically the stuff that we do at Sid Lee, and most importantly, how do we do this stuff. So I'll be sharing a couple of things that you might have heard, hopefully some stuff you never heard. Some of it you might think it's stupid, some of it you might, hopefully, you'll find there's something interesting in it. But the point is, this is how we roll at Sid Lee. So this is how we approach our business, our creative process, and everything. So the first thing, one of the core beliefs that we have at Sid Lee is this idea that, we need to break boundaries between art, commerce, and also disciplines to actually create value in there. So what we actually do is we put together one of the most multidisciplinary teams in the world. And there, there's probably, take this picture, and there's probably, blow it up 3, 4, or 5 times. We're 350 people across the Atlantic here. And there's people from different backgrounds in there. So in there, you would actually see an industrial designer. You're actually seeing a trend researcher, an architect, an information architect, a content strategist, as well as a digital artist, from the copywriter to an art director. And if you look at the top right, we even have a clown on staff. So this is one of our ex-clients from Cirque du Soleil, was actually a clown before, who actually decided to jump ship and join our motley crew. So the beauty of having such a diverse group of people working together is because collectively, and I think the word collectively here is very important. I'll get back to it in a few seconds, but collectively, they're able to integrate many of their disciplines on a specific project. Case in point, if you look at the work we've been doing on the Adidas Originals, we actually created their whole retail store design, which is being rolled out globally, as well about the content that you see in the frames and on the screens, as well as their digital experiences across the .com, social media, mobile, as well as their seasonal advertising campaign, and also doing some product co-creation with them as the AR pack you're able to see at the bottom left. At a bigger but more regional scales, there's the casino in French Canada. We're actually creating megaplexes from the lobby to the gaming area and so forth, branding it and as well promoting it through various communication tools that we put together. Another example, which is actually being launched right now, is the Boda Boda Spa. So this is a floating and touring spa experience that we actually engineer the whole experience that's around it, but also everything that comes around it. So the branding, as well as the promotion and the communication tools that come with it. Final example of putting all of these disciplines together on a specific project would be Functional Lab. Functional Lab is basically a company we started from scratch, co-started, I would say, because it was a joint venture, where we actually co-created a brand in the field of nutri-cosmetic. So instead of actually putting cream or makeup to actually get the benefit, you're actually eating pills to get the benefit of beauty and healthcare from it. So we actually co-created the product, the packaging, the whole branding, visual identity, as well as communication shop and the shop-in-shop experience that was launched in Harry and Bendel a year ago, and this is now coming this side of the pond at Harvey Nichols right now. But having a multidisciplinary team, it's not only about putting all of these different disciplines for a specific project. One of the benefits that we have as well is that we're able to actually cover a wide array of disciplines, ranging from doing retail design for a state-owned liquor board, to doing the branding of an entertainment juggernaut, to actually doing traditional forms of advertising to promote events of the global energy drink leader, staging events for luxury brands, as well as doing cheese packaging, doing an online destination for a Vegas leader, as well as creating all products for indie darling brands, and also doing office design for certain of these brands. So what really drives all of this, putting all of these disciplines all under one roof or one project, or actually covering a very, very large range of different creative silos, if you can call it this way, is all driven by one thing that is basically how we think and we do at Sid Lee. This word is collective. Case in point, if you were to visit any one of our offices, Amsterdam, Montreal, or Paris, On the front door, you would not see the acronym of the co-founders or simply a funky name. The word collective is there, and this is how we act in every sense of the way at Sid Lee. If you would actually go through the door, you would see that collective, there's many vivid and various manifestations of it. I want to point out the attention to the notion that we're collective on the way we approach leadership and management. We're collective in the way that we approach the creative process, and we're also collective in the way of the place where we actually work. So regarding leadership and management, if you remember the clown and his friends here, so this big team that has, there's actually a couple of other peoples that are on it that are part of it, which we call the power suits. So these power suits are basically many, many partners. So we're over 15 partners at Sid Lee, but there's also a lot of leaders and decision makers. If you were to come at Sid Lee, there's no organizational chart. It's very messy for some times, but everybody understands role and responsibility, but the hierarchy is quite flat that we have in there. So to a certain extent, we could say that adocracy is not only a word that's present in the writings of Toffler and Sminsberg, it's very, very well alive at Sid Lee. This allows us basically to skip through bureaucratic lines to better capture opportunities, solve problems, and as well as getting results at the end of the day.